Good morning, and well, I'm here in Wimbledon on a beautiful sunny October morning. But what I really want to talk about is just how a tiny change can make a massive difference. I know there's a lot of people who feel stuck in a rut or suffering with depression or anxiety, and it can feel as if you're trapped and it can feel quite tough. And a lot of the time what we do is we start looking outside ourselves. We start looking at our environment that we want to change. We want to change job, we want to change house, we want to change etc, or the people around us, or the weather, or whatever. And these do have a certain element of truth to them. They do at times dictate how we feel, but it's more what we put towards it. And what I want to tell you is that it only takes a small change. It really isn't that big to really change your experience on everything. Tony Robbins is a great story where he is out playing golf with a friend who's a golf instructor, and Tony is playing quite well. He's not getting close to his friend, but he's doing okay, and he's thinking to himself, wow, I'm quite good at this, which is obviously something Tony thinks a lot about. And he's thinking, wow, I could do this. So he goes home after that day feeling quite confident in himself, feeling good, and thinking, wow, next time I come out, could I beat him? Could I actually beat him? Because I think I could. I was that good. So he turns up maybe 2 days later with his friend again, and his friend tees off, and then Tony tees off, and the ball just goes way away from where he was aiming. Second hole, similar happens. Third, fourth, fifth hole, the same is happening. He's just getting way away from where he wants to be, and he's getting really frustrated. His friend is kind of just laughing at him a little bit with this, and eventually he takes a shot and he ends up 40 yards away from where he wants the ball to land. And he just throws the golf club down and gets really frustrated with this. And his friend kind of laughs a little bit and says, you're not that far off. And Tony goes, what the hell do you mean? I'm 40 yards off, can you not see that? He said, no, you're maybe a millimetre off. He said, what the hell are you talking about? How can you, that is just ludicrous. Can you not see 40 yards? How can you stand there and tell me that's 1 millimetre? His friend told him to just take a step back, take a few deep breaths, and calm down, and that's to give yourself some perspective on the problem. And he said, what you're focusing on is the result. You're seeing what's outside yourself. You see 40 yards, but if you brought that back to your golf club and changed the angle of your golf club by 1 millimetre, then that 40 yards would disappear. And I think that is just such an amazing metaphor for life, that a lot of times we're looking outside ourselves. We want to change X, Y, and Z, while if we can just bring it in and monitor what we're thinking, or kind of how we choose to experience a moment, then a lot can change. And that definitely happened for me. It was, for years I wanted to change my social life, I wanted to change everything, and it was only by changing something inside myself that worked. So a little bit of self-development is a massive thing. Another great metaphor, especially for depression or feeling stuck in a rut, is the film Groundhog Day. So in this, Bill Murray's character, sorry, there might be a bit of a spoiler in this. Bill Murray's character is a guy who thinks he's a lot better than everybody else around him, and he's sent to a town that he doesn't want to go to report on an event that he thinks is ridiculous, with people that he doesn't like and in weather that he hates. So he goes and does it and just wants to get out there as quickly as possible. He gets stuck in a snowstorm and has to stay for the night. As we all know, the next day he wakes up and it's the exact same day again, and this happens over and over again. And for depression, that is so true, that we feel we're living the same day over and over again, wanting to break free but not knowing how. But if you look at Bill Murray's character at the start of that film and his character at the end of it, it's a completely different person. He's walking through a party and everybody's coming up and greeting him, and everybody loves him, and everybody just wants to congratulate him. The girl he's with is just really impressed by how many people he knows in this town, and he is just feeling calm and serene, and he's not trying to be anybody. He's not doing it for adulation. He's just doing it because that's who he is. And if you compare how happy and calm he feels at the end of that film compared to the start, but you have to ask yourself, what is different? What is the difference between the start of that film and the end of that film? Well, he's in the same town. It's the exact same day. The weather is the exact same. The people are the exact same. Everything is just the exact same. The only thing that has changed is his view on the world, his self-image, how he sees himself within that. And that is awesome. Just a little bit focusing on self-development can really change things, and I'd recommend everybody just do this. There's an amazing book called Psycho-Cybernetics by Maxwell Maltz. There's The Secret. There's Anything by Eckhart Tolle, just where we decide to make a little change. And one of the biggest changes we can make, and I'd recommend everybody do this, is just get up in the morning, go out and decide, what can I do to make somebody happy? What can I do to just help somebody? It may be just smiling at somebody. It may be just talking to a cashier in a shop just for a little bit. It may be holding a door for somebody, maybe helping somebody on or off a bus. Just something small. And you'd be amazed at that change that can make. And then going forward, that can really benefit other people's lives. I think there's way too much negativity in the world, especially when you look at the news, and we can start to believe that that's all there is. And I think we need to start just focusing on the positives, the little positives, what we can do at home. And little things like that, helping other people, it does help ourselves, and obviously other people benefit as well, and it's an awesome thing to start with. So maybe just start looking at how you can change, and don't be focusing on what's outside yourself or trying to change everything around you or trying to change people. Just do that little thing, one little thing, a little bit of self-development, and going out and offering help to people, or something that will make others smile. Again, thanks so much for watching. If you have any messages or comments on this, please get in touch with me. You can do it here on Facebook or on my website. And I look forward to hearing you, and I hope you're all having an amazing day. Thank you.